Donald Trump, the President of the United States, specializes in flooding the zone with information, that is. In fact, he says so much that betting markets have offered a variety of wagers on deciding on whether or not Trump will actually follow through on all the stuff he's saying. My colleague Carolyn Silverman and I took a look at more than 300 markets on Polymarket that lay down wagers on whether or not Trump will do what he says he's going to do. Now, we're not offering investment advice. We're not even offering gambling advice. What we discovered was you're better off most of the time betting that he will do absolutely nothing. Betting that Trump wouldn't do anything, simply betting no, he won't do it, would have produced a return of about 12% on your bets between Inauguration Day of this year and the end of September. By comparison, the S&P 500, the bellwether index of how the stock market performs, would have given you 13% in a very robust year. On the other hand, if you bet yes, Trump would take action, you would have lost 20% of your money. Again, there's a simple rule. Just bet against Trump doing anything. That's not simply true about how you should wager around Trump. It's also really useful to consider about how you should think about Trump. A caveat in all this, we're not saying to ignore what Trump does. He does take action on a meaningful amount of the things he says. But you should ignore the noise and focus on what's meaningful. For example, Trump recently gave a speech in Quantico, Virginia, to the United States' top military officials. It was a long, meandering speech, 77 minutes long, and Trump jumped into some familiar themes. He talked about his favorite restaurants. He talked about how corrupt Joe Biden was. He talked about many things, and it would have been easy to fall asleep, look away, or tune out. But at about 44 minutes into that speech, he also mentioned that he was considering allowing the US military to use the nation's cities as training grounds. That's significant, it's important, it would be another abuse of his presidential powers, and if you had simply tuned out, you would have missed it. So don't tune out completely, just focus on what matters and tune out the rest.